Hi guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. We are back in Ron Goodman's garage. Today we're in the back room to take a look at some of the special cars here. So I think just before we start, we'll have a bit of a scan of the backroom car collection here before we go around and pick out some of the cars and some of the history behind some of them. They might have seen earlier, we got to sign the wall. There are a collection of famous people on here, so we chuffed to bits that we got to do that. That is some of the photos of some of the cars that have been restored and built here. You can see some of them. I've got a bit of history behind them and the repairs that have gone on with them. But we're going to take a look around here and let's see what we can find. Okay, so we're going to go from left to right in the room. As you would have seen, there is a colour trend throughout the cars. This is Ron's own colour now with the paint manufacturers, and it looks cracking, and that grey and then the green on it as well, and the liveries and the decals that he has on them look absolutely brilliant. This is a original 996 Cup car. I think this was a Pet Foods car while it was in the racing series, but now it is a Ron Goodman racing car, sponsored by Duck and Whale. Very nice of them to do that. We do love these Outlaw engineering decals that they've got there with a boxing kangaroo. Like we said, we love the green on this grey. That looks brilliant. I think we'll see that trend throughout. Number 23, again, just like the 356 that we covered earlier, but that Cup car is brilliant. What we have noticed, it appears that not only is there some photos of some of the history of some of the cars when they've had some accidents, but here we go. There is a piece of the car as well, as it's been crunched up. Very cool. We will come to that car in a moment. It's just over in the corner. We've got I think this was a 2.2 911 that is currently going through some work. Again, look at that. Porsche power. The decal designs that they do are absolutely brilliant. Wing mirrors here. I think people might have spotted the size of the tyre that is going to be going on the rear of the car. There's my hand. It's a massive tyre there. Don't know if we can open it. We can open it a little bit there. There we go. It's got a lot of work still to do, but it's kind of coming together. Shut the door a little bit. That's the tyre again. There it is. It's got a 2.8 sticker on there, but I don't know if it's actually going to be a 2.8. The engine's in there. So then we've got another 356 here, Spyder. Again, like this whole livery and just like the brush effect, really like that. Big 23 on the side. They're pretty bare inside. A fair few of them have got the Speedster handbrake down there. This one has got a proper racing seat in it, harnesses and everything with it there. Yeah, that looks great. It's got a decent little stance on it, and we can pick that up. And then the livery on the back. Can you see that there? As we sneak in a little bit. Wow. Then we've got one of his famous cars. So this is a 1954 356. This is the one that we saw in some of the photos over there. So he's had a bit of a checkered history. It was a mess of a car when Ron got it, and he's done a whole lot of work on it. As you can see, it is all prepped for race. Bent window, bumpers, look at those. Look at those. Boxing kangaroo on it again. So the lights on the roof. Obviously it's all set up for racing, so it's got the shut off on the outside. It'll have all the fire suppression system throughout the car. I think it is open, so we can take a bit of a look here. Again, roll cage, racing seat in there. I do like the decal of the old radio in there. Give it that vintage look while you're hurtling along. All the roll cage, look at all that set up there. And then back there as well. Just I've got to say, the detail on these cars is brilliant. You know, not only the little bits of the stickers and the leather work, the body work, just it's all those small bits that take an enormous amount of time when you're restoring a car, but they just make a phenomenal difference. Look at the rear on that. Racing lights at the rear. So this does have a 356 engine in it, but it's had a lot of work and a lot of modifications inside the engine, so it does snot along at a fair old rate. I do like that as well. Look at the exhaust, how it comes out the back, and then all the trim around it. Oh my god. The other thing that is really good about coming here is that it gives us some ideas about our 356, because appreciate everybody loves it, but it'll evolve over a period of time, and it is really nice to come and see like the quality of work that Ron does and then the passion behind it, and it's definitely inspirational. Yeah, kind of breath taken away today. That is cracking. We've got a 944 here. This is a S2. There we go. I think this is pretty stock. There's nothing really modified on that. Now, I think we will cover, there's a 916 out the front that we will try and cover before we leave. This is a 914, but it's actually got a turbo on the flat 4 motor. I don't think it, you know, on the inside it looks pretty stock. You know, these might be a little bit of a giveaway that there's something going on in the engine there. And then of course on the rear here we've got the vents and cooling for the turbo and for the engine a little bit more, so there's something pretty special underneath there. I think we can lift it up. Come on, there we go. There's the turbo under there. Look at all the setup here with the coolers and the tank. Oh, that's pretty heavy, but that looks very nice. I'd imagine you get a right old sound in the engine bay with this popping along. There's a Mustang there. And then, just before we kind of go, a lovely little coffee area. Look at that. I did get distracted for a moment, so this is all the coffee area here. The old vintage radio is nice. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? and the old American kind of diner feel. And everything's done in the livery, so we've got the push bike here with a little motor on it with 23 on it, the boxing kangaroo as well, and then the old kids toy as well. But this here is one of the shells for the 906 car, and they've highlighted it and put lights on it so that people can come up to it and take a bit of a look. So there we go. But also to highlight how thin the actual fiberglass shell is, because you see there, the light actually just comes straight through, and it is, you can feel it, it is just wafer thin. But that is one of the shells that they've had. We will cover the actual 906 that is completed. We will cover that in a moment. That's just kind of over there. But we thought we'd take a look at this first, because having a look at the shell of the car and then what the final one looks like is kind of cool. But that light just shines straight through. It's almost kind of, it's not far off paper thin. Wow. And we shouldn't forget some of the more industrial pieces of equipment that we've got here. So we've got an old Porsche Tractor. I don't think this is actually going to get restored, and he's going to keep it with the patina on it. It has lived on a farm, as a tractor probably should do, common sense there. So it's got the odd few bullet holes in it where the kids have probably used it for target practice at some stage. But there she is. They're becoming quite hard to come by. And then this is an old ordnance delivery piece of equipment. There it is there. So a bit of industrial stuff in here as well. That's actually kind of quite cool. Okay, so we've got a VW thing. Again, livery the same as the 911s. This one is a little bit different to the normal VW things that we see, because it's pretty stock height, and normally they are slammed to the floor. All the stuff inside, old posters on the wall. She's pretty stock there. The old clock crammed into the dash. Look at that. These are really nice, and you don't see them at stock height very often. This one here is a 912. Inside looks particularly nice, so we will see if we can open it up. But look at that painted on the side. And the hashtag speed 0023 is actually in gold. So apparently when you get this out in the sunlight, it really does glow. So I think this might be at the Geelong Festival of Speed. If this is out in the sunlight, then we're going to take a good look at this, because I do love how that is painted on there. Shall we see if it's open? Shall we see? It is open. I'll just be very careful not to touch the roll cage there. I do love the seat. That smells brand new. Look at the carpets inside. Got it cut off. I do love these seats. It is a right-hand drive 912 as well, and originally right-hand drive, so it isn't a converted car. So there are very, very few original right-hand drive 912s. I think we might have to have a bit of a look to see how many there actually are, but that is one of a very few cars here in Australia, with it being an Australian delivered 912 as well. We do have a sprint car here. I don't actually know much about this, so I'm probably going to miss a few things on that, but we're getting to the big daddy in the garage, which is the 906. So let's go take a look at that. So over here, look how low that is. So flat six. Look at that. And I guess with the fiberglass shell over there, you don't really get the full idea of the doors, how they look, and the shape and the contour of the whole car. But now we're able to walk around a completed one. I could just look at that, just sat there. There's just something about that is really special. Right, yeah, ass is about 6 inches off the floor, if that. Headlights, look at these things. They're so nice. Again with a big 23 on the front, and then the screen there. Just fantastic. So there we go, there's a quick tour of the back room of Ron's garage here. Really special place. There is memorabilia and history of these cars all over the place. They are not garage princesses, trailer queens. These cars are driven hard, and Ron does a great job in doing that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, Ron, for the visit today. Really, truly inspirational, and gave us some thoughts about some of our cars, but the work you do here is absolutely brilliant. Hope everybody has enjoyed the video. Please drop it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We've got loads more adventures coming. We will see you again soon. Bye.